Well, we begin in Washington, where Lebanese and Israeli representatives have now arrived for their first direct talks in decades. The US then expecting to press for a halt to the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah amid fears that it could derail this fragile two-week ceasefire with Iran. Hezbollah launched missiles into Israel when Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in a US-Israeli bombardment of Tehran. Israel has since launched strikes and a ground invasion into Lebanon. More than 2,000 people have been killed and over 1 million others displaced. Let's talk more about the significance of today's talks, which will shortly be underway. Kethevane Gorjestani joins us in the studio, our international affairs editor. Kethevane, first direct high-level talks between Israel and Lebanon. What should we expect?
Well, look, there was this joint declaration just moments ago from 17 foreign ministers, mostly European foreign ministers, including France, but also the UK and Australia. And they had this sentence: "We call on both parties to seize this opportunity for a lasting peace." But that, of course, is much easier said than done. The U.S. is, of course, sort of brokering these high-level talks that we haven't seen, direct talks in decades, with two main goals, according to a U.S. official. One is the long-term security of Israel's northern border, and the second one being Lebanon's determination to reclaim full sovereignty over its territory. And the reason the United States is so focused on trying to get these two sides to agree to a ceasefire, a peace deal, is because there is this other ceasefire between the United States and Iran, and the situation in Lebanon is a complicating factor in those U.S.-Iran negotiations. So that's why the Americans have a stake in these talks. The problem is that the Lebanese and the Israelis are very far apart. When you look at what the president of Lebanon said about these talks, he said that they wanted a truce between Lebanon and Israel in order to be able to start real negotiations between these two countries that have been at war technically for a long time. The Israelis, they're saying peace and normalization between these two countries, but they don't want a ceasefire with Lebanon until the issue of Hezbollah is dealt with the Israeli foreign minister saying that it is Hezbollah that is the problem. Those are the positions at which these two countries and their representatives that are in Washington today are starting off on in these probably sort of first opening talks to possible future talks.
We spoke about Hezbollah there. They are a party to the conflict, but not involved in these talks, as we can see. How does that work?
Well, the group and its leader, Naim Hassem, said that they would not be bound by, even if there was an agreement between Israel and Lebanon, they would not see it as a binding. They would not abide by it. And he called the talks futile and said that they shouldn't even happen in the first place. The problem is Hezbollah is really at the crux of what is happening. You mentioned it. Lebanon was actually sucked in to this regional conflict when Hezbollah started attacking Israel on March 2nd, just a few days after the killing of the Ayatollah Khamenei, and showing its support for Iran. Then you had the Israelis responding with attacks, including those massive attacks that we talked about on April 8th in Beirut. And what you're seeing is that Hezbollah is the issue that is causing this problem. And the fact is that Lebanon has tried to deal with Hezbollah, but has failed so far. It's not the first time that you're seeing efforts by the Lebanese authorities to disarm Hezbollah, to sort of dismantle Hezbollah. The problem is you need a lot of support to do that. And right now, the Lebanese army, the Lebanese authorities, yes, they have the will to do it, but do they have the means? That is a much different question. The problem is really the implementation. But as long as Hezbollah will remain a force that can target Israel and will remain a force that has weapons, the Israelis are not going to be looking to go anywhere further, and we will be back to square one between Israel and Lebanon.